Critical thinking. In our rapidly changing world, where we're bombarded with information from countless sources, the ability to think critically is no longer just a valuable skill, it's an absolute necessity. But what exactly is critical thinking, and why is it so crucial? Many people mistakenly believe that it's about being argumentative or dismissive of others' ideas. This couldn't be further from the truth. Critical thinking is a disciplined approach to thinking, a way of analyzing, evaluating, and synthesizing information to form well-reasoned judgments and decisions. It's the ability to step back from our immediate reactions and examine situations objectively, considering multiple perspectives and potential outcomes. Think of critical thinking as a powerful mental toolkit. It equips us to navigate the complexities of life, solve problems effectively, make informed decisions, and communicate with clarity and purpose. It's the skill that sets apart leaders and innovators from those who simply follow instructions. The good news is that critical thinking is not an innate talent. It's a skill that can be developed and honed over time, much like a muscle that grows stronger with regular exercise. And just like any worthwhile pursuit, it requires effort, dedication, and a willingness to challenge ourselves. Today, I want to guide you through a journey of critical thinking, exploring key principles and techniques that can transform your mindset and empower you to achieve your full potential. Understanding your thought patterns. Before we can master critical thinking, we must first turn our attention inward. The journey begins with self-awareness, the ability to observe our own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors as if we were impartial spectators. Imagine your mind as a vast, unexplored territory. Within its borders lie hidden treasures of insight and creativity, but also treacherous pitfalls of bias and misconception. To navigate this complex landscape effectively, we must become intimately familiar with its terrain. Several powerful techniques can help us develop self-awareness. Mindfulness. By practicing mindfulness, we learn to pay attention to our thoughts and feelings in the present moment without judgment. This can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly and observe the flow of our thoughts. As we do this regularly, we'll start to notice recurring themes, emotional triggers, and habitual thought patterns we may have never recognized before. Reflective journaling. By writing down our thoughts, experiences, and reactions, we create a tangible record of our inner world. Over time, this record can reveal insights about our decision-making processes, emotional responses, and underlying beliefs. We might notice, for example, that we tend to jump to conclusions in certain situations, or that we have a habit of catastrophizing minor setbacks. As we become more aware of our thought patterns, we're likely to encounter some uncomfortable truths. We all have cognitive biases, systematic errors in thinking that can lead to irrational judgments and decisions. These biases are deeply ingrained and often operate below the level of conscious awareness. Here are a few examples of common cognitive biases. Confirmation bias. This leads us to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence. Availability heuristic. This causes us to overestimate the likelihood of events that are easily remembered or imagined. Recognizing these biases in ourselves is a crucial step in developing critical thinking skills. By acknowledging our biases, we can begin to counteract their influence on our decision-making and problem-solving processes. Seeking feedback from others can be invaluable in uncovering hidden biases and assumptions. This requires a willingness to be vulnerable and open to criticism, qualities essential for personal growth. Ask trusted friends, colleagues, or mentors for their honest opinions about your strengths and weaknesses. Their perspectives can provide valuable insights that you might miss through self-reflection alone. As we delve deeper into understanding our thought patterns, we might encounter resistance from our own minds. It's natural to feel defensive or uncomfortable when confronting long-held beliefs or habits. But remember, this discomfort is a sign of growth. Embracing it is key to developing the mental flexibility necessary for critical thinking. Mastering the fundamentals, logic, evidence, and a critical mindset. Now that we have a better understanding of the complex landscape of our minds, let's explore the fundamental tools of critical thinking. These tools are essential for navigating the intellectual terrain, allowing us to separate fact from fiction, reason effectively, and arrive at well-supported conclusions. Logical reasoning. This is the backbone of critical thinking, the process of drawing conclusions based on evidence and sound argumentation. At its core, it involves identifying premises, the information or assumptions we start with, and following them through to their logical conclusions. This might sound abstract, but it's something we do every day, often without realizing it. Evidence-based thinking. This means basing our conclusions on verifiable facts and reliable data rather than personal beliefs, emotions, or anecdotes. It involves seeking out high-quality sources of information, evaluating the credibility of evidence, and being willing to change our minds when presented with new, compelling information. Cultivating a critical thinking mindset requires embracing key attitudes. Curiosity. This drives us to ask questions, seek out new information, and explore alternative perspectives. Open-mindedness. This allows us to consider ideas that may challenge our existing beliefs. Intellectual humility. This is the recognition that our knowledge is always incomplete and that we can learn from others, even or especially when we disagree with them. A critical thinking mindset is characterized by a willingness to question assumptions, including our own, a healthy skepticism towards claims that lack evidence, and a commitment to ongoing learning and growth. Developing this mindset isn't always easy. It requires us to step out of our comfort zones, confront our own biases, and sometimes admit that we were wrong. But the rewards are immense. With a critical thinking mindset, we'll be better equipped to navigate complex issues, make well-informed decisions, and engage meaningfully with diverse perspectives. Overcoming cognitive biases, the hidden players in our minds. Cognitive biases are the hidden players in our mental game, influencing our decisions and judgments without our awareness. They're systematic errors in thinking that affect our judgments and decision-making. They're not character flaws or signs of low intelligence. They're a natural result of our brain's attempt to simplify information processing. These mental shortcuts, or heuristics, often serve us well in everyday situations. But in complex scenarios requiring critical thinking, they can lead us astray. Recognizing these biases is the first step toward overcoming them. But awareness alone isn't enough. We need strategies to counteract their influence. Here are some effective strategies. Actively seek out information that challenges your existing beliefs. This doesn't mean you have to change your mind on every issue, but it does mean giving fair consideration to opposing viewpoints. Practice mental flexibility. This involves deliberately considering alternative explanations or outcomes for a given situation. Seek diverse perspectives. When making important decisions, consult with people who have different backgrounds, experiences, or areas of expertise than your own. Cultivate intellectual humility. This is the recognition that your knowledge is limited and that you can learn from others. Effective problem-solving techniques. Unraveling complex challenges. Life is full of challenges, from minor inconveniences to major crises. Critical thinking provides us with the tools to approach these challenges systematically and creatively, transforming seemingly insurmountable obstacles into opportunities for growth. Here's a step-by-step approach to effective problem solving. Define the problem. Clearly articulate the issue at hand, breaking it down into smaller, more manageable components. Gather information. Collect relevant data from diverse sources, considering different perspectives and seeking expert opinions if necessary. Generate potential solutions. Brainstorm a wide range of possible solutions, suspending judgment initially and encouraging a free flow of ideas. Evaluate solutions. Analyze the pros and cons of each solution, considering feasibility, potential outcomes, and unintended consequences. Implement and monitor. Put your chosen solution into action, breaking it down into actionable steps and tracking progress to make adjustments as needed. One of the most powerful problem-solving techniques is the ability to reframe the problem. Sometimes the way we define a problem limits our ability to solve it. By looking at the issue from different angles or perspectives, we might uncover innovative solutions we hadn't considered before. Analyzing information and arguments. Separating truth from fiction. In our information-saturated world, we're constantly bombarded with claims, arguments, and persuasive messages. Critical thinking equips us with the tools to analyze this information with precision and clarity, separating fact from fiction and solid reasoning from fallacious logic. Here are key steps in analyzing information and arguments. Identify the components. Break down the argument into its core elements: claims, premises, and conclusions. Evaluate the evidence. Assess the relevance, reliability, and sufficiency of the evidence presented to support the claims. Recognize patterns and flaws in reasoning. Identify valid and invalid patterns of reasoning, being alert to common fallacies like the slippery slope or the confusion of correlation with causation. Uncover hidden assumptions. Be attentive to unstated premises and assumptions that might influence the argument's conclusions. The goal of this analysis isn't to win arguments or prove others wrong. Instead, it's about developing a clearer understanding of complex issues and making more informed decisions. Engaging with diverse perspectives, expanding our understanding. Our world is a tapestry of diverse perspectives, each offering a unique view on the complexities of life. Critical thinking encourages us to engage with these diverse perspectives, expanding our understanding and sharpening our decision-making. Here are strategies for effective engagement. Seek out alternative viewpoints. Deliberately expose yourself to sources of information that challenge your existing views. Practice active listening. Truly hear what others are saying, trying to understand not just their words, but also their motivations and experiences. Build empathy. See the world through someone else's eyes, even if you don't agree with their conclusions. Practice steelmaning. Articulate the strongest possible version of someone else's argument, even if you ultimately disagree with it. Engaging with diverse perspectives doesn't mean abandoning your own values or beliefs. The goal is not to achieve a bland consensus where all viewpoints are seen as equally valid. Rather, it's about enriching your understanding, challenging your assumptions, and arriving at more thoughtful and well-reasoned positions. Decision-making strategies for success. Choosing wisely in the face of uncertainty. Life is a series of choices, some small and seemingly insignificant, others life-altering and profound. Critical thinking empowers us to approach these decisions with clarity and wisdom, even in the face of uncertainty. Effective decision-making is a process, not a single moment of choice. Here's a framework to guide your decisions. Define the decision. Clearly articulate the choice you need to make, understanding its scope and potential impact. Gather information. Collect relevant data from diverse sources, considering all angles and perspectives. Identify and evaluate options. Generate a range of potential choices, analyzing their potential outcomes, risks, and benefits. Consider logic and intuition. Balance analytical reasoning with your gut feelings, using both to inform your decision. Manage uncertainty. Acknowledge that you may not have all the information you need and consider different scenarios to prepare for various outcomes. Avoid common pitfalls. Be aware of potential traps like analysis paralysis and groupthink, taking steps to avoid them. Be decisive and adaptable. Make a timely decision and be prepared to adjust your course as new information becomes available. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate all risk or uncertainty from our decisions. Rather, it's to help us make informed, well-reasoned choices that align with our goals and values. Even with the best decision-making process, there will always be an element of uncertainty. The key is to be comfortable with this uncertainty and ready to adapt as new information becomes available. Building mental resilience. Thriving in the face of adversity. Life is not a smooth path. We all encounter challenges, setbacks, and unexpected obstacles along the way. Mental resilience is the ability to withstand these challenges, learn from them, and emerge stronger on the other side. Here are strategies for building mental resilience. Understand and manage your emotions. Develop emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and effectively manage your emotions. Practice mindfulness meditation. Cultivate awareness of the present moment, accepting your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Develop a growth mindset. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats to your self-image. Mental resilience is a powerful asset in our critical thinking journey. It allows us to maintain a positive outlook even in the face of adversity, learn from our mistakes, and persist in our pursuit of knowledge and growth. Transformative power of critical thinking. Critical thinking is not just a set of skills or techniques, it's a way of life. It's a commitment to intellectual curiosity, open-mindedness, and a willingness to challenge our own assumptions. It's about recognizing the power of our minds and using that power wisely to make informed decisions, solve problems effectively, and navigate the complexities of our world. As we cultivate our critical thinking abilities, we embark on a journey of lifelong learning and growth. This journey may not always be easy, but the rewards are immeasurable. With each step we take, we become more adept at understanding ourselves, our world, and our place within it. Thank you.